Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Lin,
I'm Jay.
and you're listening to Pop Cultural Exchange, where I force my friend Jay. Currently, he hasn't quit yet, so it's going to be Jay until he quit, or I find someone better.
You say friend like I'm still your friend after all this. We're 5 episodes in. The friendship is withering away.
I'll give you some good movies after this.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the movies. No, they're not good. I'm not looking forward to any of this.
So, yes, we're currently halfway through the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yes, we are, thank God.
Jay, how's the journey so far?
It's been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I still think that 2 is rock bottom for me so far. And I'm really, really hoping it doesn't get worse than that, because that was borderline unwatchable. Well, it started going back up, though, with 3 and 4. I actually quite enjoyed 4. 5 left a really bad taste in my mouth, so we're going to see where 6 goes.
You turned on 5 at last minute.
I did turn on 5 very last minute.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't quite enjoy the final action scene.
No, the safe scene...
But it's the Letty reveal that really...
Yeah. I was teetering on the edge after the safe scene, and then the Letty reveal, the reveal that Letty is still alive, that just sour taste in my mouth, and now I'm like, ugh. And now here we are, Fast and Furious 6, or what is it even called? Like,
okay, well, to answer that, do you remember all the names so far? So we start with
The Fast and the Furious,
and then
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yes,
yep.
You have to say it like that. Yeah.
Then there's Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
Then Fast and Furious.
Yep.
Then Fast 5, right?
Yep. So what do you think 6 should be called?
Furious 6.
No. What are you, stupid? It's called Fast and Furious 6.
Oh, fuck me. All right. Sure, why not?
But here's the thing, and let's see if you notice when you watch the movie. This is a long one, and it was originally supposed to be 2 movies.
Wait, long one.
Yeah, it's over 2 hours. I think it's almost 2.5 hours.
Fucking hell. All right. Fine, sure, whatever.
It was
I
originally...
didn't realize it was fucking directed by Tarantino, but yeah, great.
It's Justin Lin again.
Yeah.
And he was gonna shoot 2 movies back to back originally.
Okay.
And that might come through in the movie a little bit.
Okay. So is it, even though it's so long, it feels very rushed? Is that what you're trying to say?
You'll see.
I'll just
I don't
want
to color your opinion.
No, cool.
Like, I want to give you the context, so when you see the movie, it'll click. And also, originally, when it was supposed to be 2 movies, it was going to be called, the first one, The Fast, and the second one, The Furious.
Oh my God. I know some of you aren't watching this on YouTube. You're listening to audio version. When those words hit my ears, the fucking cringe that went through my body. Jesus Christ.
Hey man, it makes sense. It's
all
like
right.
poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah, not all poetry, not all rhymes are poetry, all right? That's just...
Some are limericks.
Yeah, sometimes poetry is something you read when you're taking a poop in a public toilet, all right? You look to the stall wall and you see someone just written a dirty limerick, and they took a Fast and Furious title out of it.
Once there was a man from Nantucket. Here's Vin Diesel and The Rock fighting. Give us $10. It's more like 15 now.
That already was more enjoyable than Fast 5. Okay, cool.
So anything you know... Oh, there are some stuff you know about this movie before we go in.
There is. So in the last movie, they were talking about non-extradition places. They mentioned Moscow, they mentioned Goa, they mentioned Dubai, I think it was, the UAE.
Yeah.
And just on a whim, I'm like, oh, is this the Burj Khalifa one?
Yeah. Because that's one of the few things you know, because you've seen the ad.
I've seen the ad where Vin Diesel drives out of one building into another building.
Yes.
And for some reason, that just has been imprinted in my brain. So I asked Lin many, many times until he finally admitted, yes, this is the Dubai one.
You've been asking if the next one is the Dubai one since we finished 1.
This is true, yes. I feel like I finally just wore you down on that.
In your defense, you didn't ask it for Tokyo Drift. The clue was in the name.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
And I told you, yes, Vin Diesel driving out of the Burj Khalifa into Wiz Khalifa, and you had to think about it for a second whether or not I was kidding, because Fast and Furious is that kind of franchise.
Honestly, I don't know how low the bar is going to get with this franchise, so I'll expect anything at this point in time. We'll just.
Well, what do you expect? What's worst case scenario, best case scenario going in right now?
So worst case scenario is Vin Diesel driving out of one building into another is the least ridiculous thing that happens in this movie. That's the absolute worst case scenario. You're laughing, which really just fills me with a sense of dread.
Jay.
All right, fine.
And who do you wish would come back?
Bilkins.
Oh, God damn it. Why did I even ask that question?
I fucking love Bilkins.
You're gonna let Bilkins go, man?
No way, man. If they can bring Letty back, they can bring fucking Bilkins back.
Yeah, right. Bilkins not even dead. We should probably look up the actor. Maybe the actor's dead.
Oh, don't say that.
It's like when you watch old movies with dogs. You're like, that dog's probably dead.
Oh.
Am I the only one who thinks that?
Oh.
I mean, look, all the animal movies you like as a kid, those animals are dead, man.
Why you gotta ruin my childhood, dude? I just... Oh.
Milo ate Otis.
Dude, I'm gonna fucking cry.
Milo's the dog, right? It works either way.
Oh.
Now you're in the mood for some Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, I'm in the mood for anything other than thinking about poor dead dogs.
Yeah, I may have changed the tone of this podcast.
Yeah, this just got really dark really quick, man. Fuck.
All right, other than Bilkins, who do you want back?
Ludacris.
Yeah?
Yep. Han?
Maybe. So far, we know 4 and 5 was set before Tokyo Drift. We don't know whether or not that trend will continue.
Yep, true. I mean, obviously I know Vin Diesel's in it, and obviously Michelle Rodriguez is going to be in it, otherwise I wouldn't have done the reveal last movie. Paul Walker, I'm assuming?
You're going to be real surprised the movie begins and Letty's dead again.
You're fucking with me, right?
You never should. You're never sure.
That would be the biggest cock tease ever.
Would you like it or hate it? Because you absolutely hated it when
honestly, they already shat on me once with bringing Letty back. I feel like just immediately taking her straight away would just be shitting on me again. All right, I've come to grips with the fact that she's back. Just all right, let's just work with that, right? Let's not just be like, haha, not just kidding.
All right, the name of the game here is escalation. So
of course it is.
So more, higher, faster, furious.
Yeah, I knew that was. Just looking into my crystal ball, I'm like, well, furious is going to be the end of this sentence. All right, cool, man. All
right, are you ready for a double feature of the Fast and the Furious?
6. Six. All right, let's fucking do this.
Let's get to it.
Cheers, man.
Guys, we gotta come up with another plan. They got a tank.
Hello, welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Jay, I want to start this by apologizing to you for lying straight to your face. This is not the one with the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, you know, we went out, we ordered Middle Eastern food.
Yes, that's right. You even specifically asked, is it a theme? Is there a theme for this?
Yeah.
Can I justify order?
Yeah, we got
Middle Eastern
Japanese for Tokyo Drift.
Yep.
So yeah, no, this one was based in London, so that means when we finally do get to that one, you need to suggest that we order fish and chips.
The next one. The next one is the...
Oh, it's the next one. All right, cool. But anyways, getting back to your previous point, yes, you do need to apologize, but not because... not for the fact that this was not the Burj Khalifa one. This movie
because I blew your mind without any warning, right?
Yeah.
Because that was such a surreal experience for you that everything else from now on, you worry that it'll all be downhill.
Oh, this isn't as far down the hill as we get?
No, this isn't peak yet, man. It still keep going up.
They took down a plane and they took down an Antonov plane and an Abrams tank.
All right. Before we get there, as usual, let's do a quick recap of the plot. Okay?
That was the recap. That was it. That was the whole plot.
All right. So we start with, and I know this one especially gonna be hard for you to not interrupt the ridiculous thing I'm saying, but you gotta control yourself, Jay.
I promise nothing.
So we start with Brian having his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Hobbs is hunting down a criminal crew. And he decided that the only way you can put out fire is with fire. Because that's how it works in real life.
Yeah. What, you weren't a fireman?
They call firemen, not watermen.
Yeah, exactly. Because they use fire.
Yeah.
Duh.
There is actually an anime called Fire Force, and some of them have fire powers. We're getting sidetracked. They dress like firemen. Anyway.
You just told me that I was going to be the one that sidetracks this conversation. And you're already talking about anime 2 sentences in.
We should watch some Fire Force. Anyway, so Hobbs decided to recruit Dom and his crew, and he dangled Letty and some pardons in front of them.
This was after he arrested who you thought was going to be Dom. But anyways, yeah. Sorry. I'm already doing the thing. Podcast listening audience, I am sorry from the bottom of my heart. I will not derail this plot recap anymore.
Look, there's not much plot to derail because the rest is just them hunting down this gang, which is headed by Owen Shaw, and a team that is a dark mirror of La Familia. Oh
yeah, no, they were definitely Bizarro family.
Yes, yeah. They it is a plot point in this movie that they are particularly anti-family.
Yeah.
And who the fuck knows? They're hunting down a computer chip that will black out the communications of any of any country up to 24 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the way they explain how that's really bad. Yeah, we buy that. Like a country can't go dark for 24 hours. That's fine.
That is the, as far as the ridiculous things that happen in this movie, that's wiffle ball.
Yeah. Anyway, there's plenty of Owen being tricky, getting the Interpol to come after him so they can rob Interpol, getting the military to guard a base so he can take the convoy. All his plots are tricking the military, which seems real easy.
Yeah.
And of course, in the reverse, Dom and his team, the only trick they have is street smart.
Yeah.
They use street smart.
They use street smart to take down this criminal organization that the brightest crime-fighting minds in the world cannot solve.
No. No, but see, they always lean back to their days as street racers. And whatever mysterious, magical past they have that armed them with all these skills. Anyway. So long story short, and also Letty is on the other team.
Oh, yeah.
She has amnesia. The whole time you keep calling it Changnesia.
Yeah. Just be a dick. But yeah, this went from 0 to daytime soap opera very quickly.
So yes. Eventually Dom win over Letty. She rejoins.
Who still doesn't remember shit.
There's a thing with the tank. Yeah. And even though they capture Owen Shaw, they have to let him go because Shaw took Mia hostage.
Yeah.
Then we go into another third act action scene in which they chase down Owen Shaw, who's about to take off in a...
Yeah, there was a race to get on the plane.
Yeah.
I know. What? The final scene is a race?
I mean, it's not a real race. Look, it's just now an action movie with cars.
Yeah, all right.
But yes, eventually Gazelle died.
Yep.
Gazelle or Giselle?
Giselle.
Gazelle. Because that's...
Giselle, yeah.
Giselle. That's the joke name for the Giselle, supermodel in Zootopia.
Yeah.
She's a gazelle.
All right.
Yes, they take down the plane. Giselle died. What's his face? Han goes to Tokyo, and
then
Owen Shaw
dies.
also get thrown out of the plane.
Yeah.
And then the after credit scene.
Yeah.
In which Owen Shaw's you don't know that yet, but I'm just going to tell you now. Owen Shaw's brother, Deckard Shaw, has been revealed to be the one who take down Han.
So that's Jason Statham.
Yes.
Okay.
We will get to the after credit scene at the end of this because it is juicy, and I know it. You like Jason Statham?
I do. Yeah. I was a big fan of the early what's the face Guy Ritchie movies.
Yeah. So I know that kind of piqued your interest. So we'll leave that little sweet dessert until the end.
Okay.
So let's start with what you hinted at before. That Dom fake out, did that work on you?
Yes.
Yeah, it worked on me too. I forgot.
but they hammed up so much that like by the end you're like, okay, that's definitely not Dom. They're just the slow shot from the back.
Yeah.
Like,
by the time you see the back of him, you're like, oh, that's like
gonna be
a monster version of Dom.
That you're giving that guy a lot of credit.
Well, I mean, look, I think you're giving porn parodies of movies too much credit.
To be fair, for a hot second, I thought that was David Bautista.
And I think that's insulting to David Bautista.
David Bautista, if you're watching, I apologize. You can accept my apology in the comments.
God, I wish David Bautista was watching.
You never know, man. We had 100 views last time. One of them could have been him.
I love him because of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
You also have 100 subscribers now.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Yeah, well done.
I went up to 102, and then one person unsubscribed. I'm like, what did I do?
Oh, that was.
And then I went back up to 102 again.
Yeah.
I hate you. It's because I made you watch Fast and Furious 5.
Yeah, that's exactly why. I'm still trying to get over Too Fast, Too Furious, to be honest.
So when the movie started with like of the cars in the side of the building and then doing that Dom fake out, I thought for sure that they're gonna do like 24-hour earlier things some action movies do. Yeah. But I forgot, so it worked on me again.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So
actually, before that, the opening credits.
Oh yeah. The whole victory lap.
It was a total victory lap. Those opening credits. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were like, "We're a successful franchise now, bitches. Here's our history."
Yeah. Also, to your point earlier, where you're talking about how the movie was Fast and Furious 6, in the credits, I only remember seeing it saying Furious 6.
Oh, okay. So this happened quite a lot. That I think they are regional titles. I'm pretty sure in America it's Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's also different between like DVD and cinematic releases.
Yeah.
Okay, the Fast and Furious series are called, I believe, I'll double check before the next episode. I think in Japan they call Max Speed. And this one is called Max Speed Sky Attack.
What?
Everything is better in Japan.
I kind of wish we'd watched the Japanese version now. That sounds way better than what we watched. I know it's the exact same movie.
Yeah.
And it'll just be Japanese dubbed with subtitles.
I just want all the scene transition to be a guy with a heavy Japanese accent yelling, Max Speed Sky Attack!
I kind of want that too. That sounds way better than the movie we just watched. All right.
So I don't know what is the correct regional name. I think Australia actually got Furious 6.
Okay. All right. Well, we are in Australia, so that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Just confusing because the next one is also called Furious 7.
Yeah. So I wrote down the Letty reveal.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember how she got.
Hobbs showed Dom a photo of her.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yes.
Like,
this was taken last week.
Right in front of the new Squeeze as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's gleeful to be a homewrecker.
Yeah.
The new Squeeze, who was his second in command last movie.
Yeah, exactly. Really keeping it in the family, so to speak. Yeah.
Roll Tide.
and this, as the movie progresses, the Brazilian cop is like,
she's just
He's an amazing man.
Yeah, she's just the coolest chick.
Yeah.
Just real cool with everything.
Yeah, I mean, she's about as cool of a side piece as a dude could have, right?
She was the main piece. Letty was dead.
Fair enough.
If anything, Letty's a side piece. And a bad side piece. She shot him.
She did shoot him, yes.
Hey, who hasn't been shot by this side piece?
Oh.
Anyway, that scene, the two ridiculousness, which is one, the how cool she was with everything. She's like, "Is that Letty?" Which does mean good on Dom. He has been sharing. He has been talking openly about his emotions with her and his past.
That's good communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is.
And she's like, go to her. And second thing, he's like, oh, this is just a job for you. I need the best damn crew there is.
I need your team.
Which, I'm sorry. First of all, why do you need Dom? He was robbing trucks for DVD players, went on the run, did some drug running bullshit, robbed a drug cartel by dragging a safe through the streets of Brazil. That's all he's done. Why do you need him?
Well, that's it's such an escalation, and even the writers mentioned to call out the escalation in this. Like they talk about you were stealing DVD players like last week.
Yeah.
And now you're playing with the big boys, right?
So I don't know if you're a big trope guy or not, if you follow like movie trope or like movie writing terms. It's called lampshading. When something or throwing a lampshade on it, like
throwing shade.
Oh no, not throwing shade as in like insulting. It's like trying to cover an obvious flaw by putting a lampshade on it.
Okay,
like it's when you have a pretty obvious logic gap and you can't explain it. So instead of explaining it, a character just say that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and then that's it. They don't address it again, and because in text you have mentioned it, you kind of wash your hands off it.
Yeah. And
Fast and Furious abuse that trope to the nth degree.
So like it's like in Looper when young
I know
whatever
exactly
his name is meets old meets Bruce Willis. And
he's like, let's not talk about time travel. We'll be here all day.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. It is a prime example of lampshade.
Okay, cool. All right,
and they do this about 4 times in this movie.
I feel like this franchise is built on it.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so
why do they need a team of numbnuts? Anyway.
Why does anyone need Tyrese? But anyways, I digress. So they go to the whole once again they go back to the well with the assembling of the crew.
Yes. I mean that's very necessary. I would feel robbed if they don't have it.
I could hear the Ocean's 11 music playing in the background.
I mean, it's just a heist movie thing.
Exactly, yeah. It was just...
It was
so on the nose.
Yes. But, I mean, look, Fast and Furious never pretended to be subtle.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So which part of the introductions do you like? Do you like Han and Giselle holding back a friggin' troop of Chinese cops?
Take this one. I'm trying to remember. There was Tyrese on the plane, and immediately when I saw Tyrese, I'm like, oh fuck, he's back.
That part was funny. Was it? The plane when it says "It's Roman bitches." I laughed at that.
That was a bit much.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, I think you would enjoy the Tyrese bit more if you realize the movie hate him as much as you did. Okay. Right? Nothing he does is played like in his favor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything is, all the jokes are at his expense.
It's true. There was a good one later on in the movie.
That's true.
Towards the end, yeah.
And even in this one, like he cheap out on his honeys when he decided to turn around from.
Yeah. Got some vouchers for the casino.
Buffet.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to think of how else everyone got dragged in.
Taj.
He was making ATMs explode in
right.
Mexico.
Once again, we don't know how he got that skill set. And also, what happened to his garage?
He's just general computer hacker guy at this point in time now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can crack a safe. He can break into Interpol. He can do whatever he wants. So yeah, that was Taj.
And that's all the crew though, right? Because
so Tej, Tyrese, Gal Gadot,
and Brian and
oh yeah, he just went to the house.
Yeah, he just went
and
to the
Brian's
house. Brian's like, I'm a dead now. I built a pizza oven in the yacht. You want to see it? He's in full dad mode.
Fuck. Not only does he talk about being a dad, he dresses so much like it. Like whoever did wardrobe on this deserves a fucking Oscar because the second I saw Brian in that fucking jacket, I'm like, oh my god, that is the jacket that every dad had. Like they give you that jacket at the hospital, like they wrap a kid in. I'm like, well, now you have to wear that every day for the rest of your life.
I don't know if it is true or it's just my imagination. I kind of feel like he has like streaks in his hair now, like gray, some gray hairs.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. He went full dad real quick. Like he's got a dad bod and everything. Like he's got a fucking. Well, he doesn't, but he should have a fucking gut and stuff like that. Yeah.
And
I would have been impressed if they went dad bod with him. That I'm like, all right, cool. He's really getting immersive in that.
And Mia is very cool with letting him go.
Yeah.
So
it's all right. We just had a kid, no big deal.
Yeah. No, I know you have to do this for Letty. So basically, in the first 5 minutes of the movie, they wrote out 2 of the women characters from the last movie.
Bye.
You're barely in this.
We'll see you later. That's fine. I'm trying to think who else.
Nobody else. They mentioned Leo and Tago. Tego is his name. They mentioned it. They like, oh, we can't find them. Last time we saw them, they were in a casino.
That's right. They blew all. They dropped all their money.
Which was at the end of the last movie. They just said like, oh yeah, last time we saw them, they were there, and they just never mentioned them again. They couldn't find them.
That was it.
Yeah. So the gang's been gathered.
Was that really the whole? I feel like there's more.
Well, I mean, look.
Then again, there was The Rock, and then there was what's her face,
Gina Carrero.
Yeah.
Terrible person. Also, not a great actress. Nothing to add all around.
I mean, she did. There was a bit of badassery.
Like, she can do action scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Like, she can kick my ass.
Yeah, she'd fuck us both up pretty easily.
Yeah. She will beat you up with me as a weapon.
Just picture her just bludgeoning me with you.
That doesn't override the fact that she's a terrible, transphobic human being.
Yeah.
Look up.
No, don't.
Yeah.
No, actually, yes.
Yes, so that's the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the mission statement, a bit of a banter about Owen Shaw. But there was a lot to unpack in that scene when they first get to the hideout. Do you remember?
Wait. The
vending machine.
Oh, fuck, yes.
First of all, Roman is a child borrowing change to get.
Give me some. Which one of these is $1? Fuck hell.
Which is, to be fair, a question we have all asked in a foreign country.
This is true. Yeah, I'm sitting there like 100 yen. Like, wait, what is that again? Oh yeah.
Is this like 5 cents, or did I just blow $100?
Yeah. You did that, didn't you? Was that you? That accidentally bought something for like they thought it was $14 and ended up being like 1,400.
Oh no! It was. I think it was like it wasn't me. I think it was one of our friends.
Yeah.
And I think they thought it was like $7, and it ended up to be like $70.
All right. Oh no, never mind. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I know someone like was off by a factor of 100.
Oh no, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta be real bad at them.
Yeah. They are. Now I think about it, I know who it is, and yes.
Yeah, I remember in Japan trip, me having to work out what everything costs to Kiki and Rachel.
But yeah, so anyway, so
why is there a vending machine in the
secret fucking
DEA safe house?
Yeah, so like, does the guy come once a week to restock the machines and take out the quarters?
Did they sign a contract with Coca-Cola for the safe house?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how does this work?
Why do their assets or their agents have to pay for Coke? Give them Coke.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the risk behind having an outside contractor go in and restock the machines is way higher than what it would cost to just give them Cokes and chips.
And as the movie progresses, we find out this safe house is not safe at all.
But before we get to that too, like, also, The Rock just shoots the fucking vending machine to open it up. And, like, again, I'm just thinking cost. You just destroyed a vending machine. You could have just bought those fun-sized packs of chips and just had them in a crate just sitting in the corner, like, oh, I'm just going to get one of those. You can even have, like, let's say you were on a budget, right? You could just put one of those little honesty boxes. Everyone's standing around. No one's going to take a bag of chips and not put money in because everyone's watching you. There's a social contract involved.
This is such a flashback to office life.
Yeah, exactly.
We're spending too much time in this vending machine, but it is stupid.
But also that money goes to the social fund, which funds a Christmas party at the end of the year, right? Like, you're just robbing yourself. Every dollar that you don't put in is a dollar that doesn't go in the drink tab at the end of the year.
I'm just imagining that DEA secret agent's Christmas party. What's your name? I can't tell you. So which department are you with? I can't tell you. Why do we even have these parties?
Worst party ever. Oh.
So what have you got next?
I just put that Tyrese was shoehorned into this movie. Again, you know how I feel about Tyrese.
Oh, look, I think I think we're on the same page with, like, disliking Tyrese, but where I'm at is I love having fun at his expense, and I feel like the movie is on the same page.
This movie, they definitely handle a lot of shit on him.
Yeah. But I think you're still, like, you're at a stage where you're like, I wish Tyrese wasn't in this movie.
Yeah. Well, like, they're trying to shoehorn this whole Tyrese forcing the chemistry with Ludacris.
To be fair, when we keep saying we hate Tyrese, like, not like Gina Carrero, like, no. we don't think he's a terrible person.
No.
Like, we hate the character of Roman. We should say Roman.
Sorry. No, Tyrese, if you're watching, man, you're all right in my book. It's just the character doesn't fit. Yeah.
I just want to make it clear because we hate Gina Carrero as a person.
Oh, yeah. That's absolutely different.
We don't know. Tyrese seems okay. I don't know much about it.
Yeah, he seems fine.
But yeah, Roman, terrible.
Yeah, right. So Roman and Tej, they try and force this whole kind of chemistry thing between the two. It does not work.
Yes.
It only works when Tej is hanging shit on Tyrese.
Yes.
That's the only time it works.
Yes.
Because, again, Ludacris is fantastic and Roman not so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know what they have completely forgotten in this movie? They just completely brush over it. They pay slight lip service in the last movie. No.
It's no Bilkins.
Let Bilkins go.
You're saying my answer is wrong, but it's right. It's the fact that there's no Bilkins in this movie.
No, they have completely forgotten that Roman and Brian are childhood friends.
That's true.
They gave it slight lip service in the last movie. Like, he introduced Roman to
Tej, yeah.
Tej, no, he introduced Roman to Dom and the family in last movie, and they have a couple of scenes together where they have banter. In this movie, not a single scene together. Like, there are group scenes, but no proper dialogue exchange.
I'm trying to think of a line that the two of them had, and I think I can't think of.
No,
anything.
I can't think of
You're
any.
right.
If they did,
totally
it would have been circumstantials about the plot. Nothing where they actually address each other as a person.
Probably because the chemistry was so bad between the two of them.
Yeah, like they're trying to sort of swap it out for the thing between Roman and Taj.
Honestly, I think that's.
I think it's better because Taj give him shit.
Yeah. Taj does give him a lot of shit, which actually does kind of work.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how that works now. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So they negotiate for pardons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I love that scene where Brian is playing hardball, and he's like, "You can give us pardons," and The Rock is like, "I don't know if I can." He's like, "No, I know you can."
Yeah. Remember, I used to be a shitty cop. I know exactly.
Shitty cop, no shitty cop. And the thing I love about that scene is how proud Vin Diesel looks
that
of Brian.
stupid grin on his face.
Yeah. Even little things like that kind of make these movies for me. Like, I know they're stupid, but I just learn to love the characters, and like how when Dom is like, "Yeah, my boy."
Yeah. Like, he's got that grin on his face, like that you get on a little kid after you just took a huge shit. That's the kind of grin that Toretto has on his dumb mug. Like,
yeah, you come home and your kid's grinning like that. They have smeared crayon all over your wall.
that is exactly the grin that Toretto is giving.
So so that's what's at stake now. They are hunting down Letty and working for pardons.
Yeah.
For their various murders globally, which I don't think the DEA even have the authority to pardon them, but sure, let's go with it.
Yeah. But then, like, even after that whole bit, they have, what's his name, Shaw, hold up, and like they have one of Shaw's henchmen wired, about to go in and confirm Shaw, and they got him surrounded and everything. Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck do they need this guy? Like, what do they need the crew for if they already like have the drop on Shaw and all this stuff?
Well, because that operation is being run by Interpol.
Yeah.
Not by Hobbs and the DEA.
Yeah.
Hobbs, I think, was always counting on Interpol fucking up. Yeah.
Which, I mean, yes, they did.
Yeah.
But I mean, also the explosion escape. That was pretty nuts. Like,
that was very Batman.
Yeah.
Especially considering he's in like a little Batmobile.
It was definitely very Batmobile-esque. This would definitely have been after Batman Begins.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if it was after Dark Knight. Was this 2013?
This is 2013.
I think Dark Knight was 2011, 2012. So yeah, not long after Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah, they ripped this off too then. Cool. Yeah. But he escapes with the explosion. He's stuck just flipping cars.
Yeah.
Which was
when you saw that car, you're like, is that car gonna start flipping car?
Yeah.
And Mia Chris is like, you mean that car that looked like fucking
doorstop?
Yeah, a robot fight car. Flip a lot.
So yeah, they also ripped off Robot Wars. Cool.
Look, they can have a little cool car. I like that car. And it's also like, I mean, it's dumb, but it's dumb in like a
Fast and Furious way.
Yeah, like, it's not... Look, it will get dumber is what I'm saying. Yeah, when we get to 9, you will pray for dumb as sweet as flip car.
I'll be praying for 6. I'm already praying for 4.
But yeah, you completely called it. That thing just started flipping cars.
Yeah.
Which is also stolen from Dark Knight, actually, when I think about it. Because there's literally a line in that movie where you're like, you didn't see your little baby flipping cars in the 10 o'clock news? Oh, sorry. That wasn't Dark Knight Rises. But yeah.
Yeah. It's same.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. It's And at that point in time, I'm like, all right, that's a little bit of ridiculousness, but I can handle this level of ridiculous. Like, that's okay. That's a little bit crazy, but you know what? I'm fine with that, right? As long as it doesn't get much more ridiculous than this, I'm in. So what happens next? We missed one important part during the car flipping scene. Mm-hmm. There's a device. Do you not remember?
Oh, the hacking device that they throw onto cars.
Once again, there is a device that they just throw onto the outside of a car.
Yes.
And somehow manages to penetrate the computers of the car and start doing funky shit.
I think more believable in 2013 than in 2003.
And also more believable than the grappling hook thing, where like the 3 prongs have to connect properly.
Yes. A decade later, I think, Wi-Fi technology is probably close enough, and a lot of cars does have computer chips, Which they do mention they only work on cars with computer
Yeah,
chips.
yeah.
They deliberately hunt down cars without chips.
Yep. That was a whole nother scene. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It is definitely more believable this time around that it wasn't too Fast and Furious. But it was still a bit ridiculous.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, yeah. G.I. Joe technology is just going to just get worse in there.
Yeah. Like they could have just left it at the ramp car, and I would have been happy with it. But the fact that they just put that in as well into that scene, I'm like, oh, all right, fine. Like at that point in time, that's where things just start becoming a bit much.
And it keep escalating.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does.
So let's go to the other very obvious example of lamp shading, in which Tyrese described.
Oh, I'm still on this. I'm on this scene. We missed the Rock jumping out of a car on a higher on an overpass.
Yes.
Through the roof into open the roof into a car on like the lower street level.
Yes.
Which obviously is ridiculous, but not nearly as ridiculous as the jumping that happens later in the movie, which we'll get to.
And we're also going to steal the joke that one of our friends who were watching it with us made. Shout out to Tess. Doesn't he know you shouldn't be throwing rocks into cars from overpasses?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly, yes. 10 out of 10. Well done, Tess.
I wonder if it was intentional. I wonder if they thought of the pun when they did it.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
So what you got next then?
And then before we get to the one good line that Tyrese that Roman has, Letty.
Yes.
Toretto finally confronts Letty
and gets shot
and fucking caps him.
Yes. Once again, shrug it off like the fucking Terminator.
Yeah.
This time he's not even wearing a leather jacket.
Yeah.
He's not wearing like a polo shirt.
He shrugs it off like it was a fucking crowbar to the head.
Yeah. He just, every movie, like, he has to shrug off some amazing mortal blow. And they make a point to show that it's also a special bullet.
Yes, alright. So then we get back to the secret hideout in the broken vending machine. Yep.
And this leads to another prime example of lamp shading.
Yes.
In which Tyrese points out that the other team is just a mirror of the team.
The White Rock.
We have a dom, and the joke ends with their blonde supermodel is their version of Brian.
Why did you take that photo shoot?
Yeah, no, that was a genuinely funny line from him. We actually laughed.
Yeah.
Once again, like, they're just spelling it out. Like, they could have already left it subtly that this is a dark mirror to the team, but no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. Then they need to get some information, right?
Right. Well, and also, you forgot, this is the first example of a lot of instances in the rest of the movie where they use street smarts.
Yes.
They each contribute to having in-depth knowledge of cars, in which they can figure out where he could be sourcing these awesome special cars.
Yep. So there can only be a handful of these custom shops within London that can do this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So Gal Gadot and
Han
and Roman and what's her face, UFC fighter lady.
Oh yeah, Gina Carrera.
I can't remember her name in the movie.
Neither can I actually.
Yeah, they go to source some information from some creepy dude. And Ludacris goes to buy some cars with The Rock, and Paul Walker and Vin Diesel go to see where they can get some illegal guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're hunting down.
Well, yeah,
they're hunting down
getting
where
information on where the gun that shot Dominic Toretto came from. Yeah.
So when you say Han and Roman goes to a shady dude, you are kind of brushing over the fact that he's he's meth Draco Malfoy.
I don't get that reference.
Oh, you okay? I forget sometimes we're doing this because you don't get pop culture references. He's the blonde.
That's the whole theme of the show.
He's the blonde kid.
It's almost if like there's a cover art of you enjoying your pop culture and me experiencing it from the first time and hating it.
Draco Malfoy is the blonde, snivelly, evil kid from Harry Potter. He's the one with the peroxide blonde hair combed over. And this dude looked like if Draco Malfoy grew up eating nothing but meth. And he promptly get beaten up by Gina Carano.
She bugs him up.
Like, they make sure to add some, like, crunching noises for when she's manhandling him.
Yep. And then he agrees to give up information.
Not before subtly calling
Well,
short.
yeah, he doesn't actually agree to give up. Yeah, he agrees to not get his ass kicked by her anymore.
Yes.
That's all he's really doing.
And all that leads to is a shootout between them and henchman's Shaw sent over.
Yep.
Just some fight scenes. Let's go over the whole of this scene first, even though it's happening parallel with other ones.
There's a lot in this scene. Yeah.
So the team show up, shoot them up, accidentally shoot this guy. So he actually does finally give up some information. Yeah. Connection to Braga.
Yep.
The villain from number 4. Yeah. More on that later. Because it leads straight into them chasing the stragglers from this fight into subway town.
Yep. And this straggler fucks up 3 cops.
Yes. To be fair, London cops don't have guns.
True.
And subway cops, some of them have guns, but subway cops, no, really.
They got batons and stuff like that.
Right.
They should be able to hold their own, but they definitely don't.
But you forget, this is the other team's Han.
Yeah, true.
The other team's...
You don't see Han fight that much, though, in the other
No, but what I'm saying is this is the coolest part of the other team.
Oh, that's right. This is the Bizarro world, so whatever... It's the opposite.
Yeah.
So, obviously, this guy is super violent.
Yeah, he's not chill.
He's zero chill
he's just an Asian stereotype who is a kung fu master.
Yeah, true. All right, so he's absolutely Bizarro Han.
He is actually kind of cooler than our Han in combat.
Yeah. In combat was it? But Han's not a combat guy. Han is a driving and strategy guy.
Yeah,
like he's a smart dude. And this guy just fucks people up.
Yeah, he fuck up the 3 cops. He fuck up Roman and Han.
Yep.
They agree to never speak of it again.
Yep. Yeah. After Han and Roman get fucked up by pseudo Han, the cops they get up there dusting themselves off and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna worry about these two. We'll just
they just good Samaritans that were helping them out.
We're just gonna get no explanation from what happened, about what happened here. We're just gonna pretend this whole they're also pretending that this never happened.
Yeah. After that scene cut, they also come over to Roman and Han, be like, we never tell anybody.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Back to the Giselle and Gina Carraro story.
Yes. Giselle stayed behind with the dead guy, but Gina Carraro chased down Letty.
Yep.
And they have a hand-to-hand, first of the many chick fights.
Yep.
And credit where credit is due. We know Fast and Furious does a lot of eye candy objectification with those shots leading to parties and races. A lot of as-in-tis shots, but they don't do the very male gazy, you sexy chick fight. The chick fights in these movies are brutal.
This one was definitely brutal.
Yeah, they fucking hit the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
But Jay, something I just realized though. With the big reveal in the end that Gina Carraro's character is actually secretly working for Owen Shaw.
Yeah.
And considering there was nobody there to watch, why were they fighting?
Absolutely no idea.
She could have just given up the chase.
Yeah.
I know Letty doesn't know that she's a secret agent.
No,
she could have just ran out of breath or didn't catch her.
Or tripped.
Yeah.
This part, I feel like this part was written in isolation from the end of the movie.
Right.
And the 2 parts just don't link up. Yeah.
You know they don't do second passes to this.
No. You get 1 shot. That's it. 1 crack of the script. That's it. Done. One take, too. Everything is one take.
And then the other parallel story is The Rock and Taj buying expensive cars.
With that British dude.
With the British snooty salesman. Who is, like, we discussed this when we watched the movie. He's having an open car event in the Bank of the Thames next to the London Bridge. And he's like really pissed off that stragglers are looking at his cars. What? This is not an exclusive event. You're next to the big aquarium.
Another example of one of the points I talked about during the movie is, what fucking London is this? We've both been to London.
Yes.
The traffic is terrible. You can't fucking race on the streets like that. There are people fucking everywhere. There's no way you could have an event like that and not have just random fucking chavs rolling in and be like,
just touching your car.
Exactly. Oh, it's a fucking nice ride, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it just, there's no way this London exists unless they've also created a bizarro London as well. There's no way that this lines up.
That's snooty.
He gets his stuff, which is good.
But it's also real dumb. Like, he's a bit much. And also, like, they just kind of passive-aggressively rob him, take his shirt and his pants.
Have you ever seen the movie Romeo Must Die?
Yes.
Okay. Have you seen this? Do you remember the scene with DMX going into the car shop?
No, I don't remember.
Very similar scene.
Okay.
They get a, basically, it was actually funny. It was a pretty interesting kind of race reversal thing. So DMX goes in, and a black guy comes up and just writes them off like, oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to afford the car. And then like a white dude comes up, and him and DMX were just like totally cool right from the start. And DMX is like, I'm buying this car cash, and just drops a fucking duffel bag full of money and points to the white guy. It's like, that guy gets the commission. Like, yeah, man, just be cool. Like, they're customers, man. You don't have to prejudge them.
And also, even if they're not customers, they weren't even doing anything.
Yeah,
they were just looking. They were like
looking at cars.
They weren't just like dirtying the cars or trying to get in.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're just two dudes who want to look at cars.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick about it.
Yeah. And of course, we have the they never say it, but what we're pretty sure is a Camden pawn shop in which
what gave it away?
Well, the fact that it's a shitty pawn shop for one thing.
It could have been anywhere. It could have been in Croydon. It could have been.
We're gonna get comments from people in England who are saying, no, this is shitty. This must be my suburb.
All right, anyone in London right now watching, what shitty suburb do you live in? Let us know in the comments.
Look, I love Camden. I went there a lot when I was staying in. When I was, I lived there for a little bit.
Yeah.
When I was living there, and look, I love it, but it's also kind of shitty. It's a nightclub central, but also pawn shops everywhere.
All right.
And where you get drugs.
My kind of place.
Yes. Pawn your things, buy drug with it, go to clubs. Everything you need in one suburb.
Redefining one-stop shopping, yes.
And of course, another roughing up random people scene.
Oh, yeah. They managed to fuck everyone in the pawn shop up. Paul Walker and Vin Diesel very, very quickly.
Oh, you say Paul Walker and Vin Diesel. Paul Walker didn't. He just looked.
Yeah. We don't know.
He threatened a dude with a gun.
He also turned the sign from open to close at the end. It's a bit of respect. Yes, anyway, so they find out...
special guns, special bullets.
Yeah.
Letty.
Yeah, so how Letty... Oh, wait, no, that was a different part where how Letty came to be.
Letty go back to the base from the little kerfuffle with Giselle and Carrero. And Shaw revealed that when I found you in the hospital,
that's right,
you don't remember anything.
Right.
Which they kind of do justify it later. But at the time, you're like,
fuck?
You recruiting from the amnesia one?
Exactly. That's. I'm sure everyone watching the movie at that point in time would have had the same thought running through their head.
Right. Like, so we might as well get into it now. The way they justify it later is Letty, when she got killed, she was working for Braga in number 4 in order to obtain a pardon for Dom, because she's actually undercover working for Braga at behest of FBI and Brian.
Yeah.
And that's when she got killed.
Quote unquote.
Yeah. So Braga knew...
So when she got amnesia.
Yeah. Braga knew she actually wasn't killed, got injured. And because Owen Shaw was working for Braga, he sent Owen to kill her in the hospital. And Owen realized that she has amnesia and has potential. Don't know why. I imagine she's real fucked up at the time and just pointing at things and asking what they're called.
Like, you wouldn't think, like, oh, well, there's no chance that her memory will ever come back, so this is fine. There's no way that she's a liability.
Yeah. So in a way that it connects the movie, I like that. It kind of justifies this, like, a lot of coincidences that link 4, 5, and 6, in more particular 4 and 6 together.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? Even if we no longer question that we're like, oh, okay, Owen wasn't recruiting from the hospital. Letty doesn't know that.
True.
Why is Letty okay with this guy who randomly showed up in the amnesia ward and recruited her? Letty does not ask a lot of questions in this movie.
No. Well, I mean, technically that means he's her oldest friend.
Because if she pulled out that thread, she would have to start asking, like, why were you there?
Yeah. What were you doing with that pillow? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why did you know I was here?
Yeah.
She asked 0 questions in this movie.
Yeah. Maybe just one question. Just some basic general info would be nice. Anyways, they have the info on Braga, right? Mm-hmm. And what do they decide to do?
No, they're sending Brian back to US.
And who's there to greet him at the airport?
The guy, what's his name?
I don't even remember his name.
Stravsky or something like that. Start with S.
I just call him low rent Chris Kattan. Because he kind of looks like Chris. Like, if you could do like a picture of Chris Kattan with a picture of that cop in this part of the YouTube, you're just gonna write Jay's a dick here, aren't you? That's fine. Whatever. You guys at home can look it up when Lin fails to do the work for you. But he picks him up from the airport.
But it's also another little fake out, right?
Yeah.
Because we think, oh no,
he got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not just he got arrested. We know he sent fake undercover, but we thought, oh no, this ball buster who won his ass is going to be in charge. It's going to be hard.
Exactly. So they tee it up a bit and saying, you're a wanted man. You step foot in the U.S. and you're fucked.
Yeah.
And we already know that from the 4th movie that
they hate each other because he
absolutely hate each other because Paul Walker fucked them up.
Broke his nose.
Yeah. I mean, there was obviously confrontations beforehand. They were fighting the whole time. Yeah. And Paul Walker did fuck him up and break his nose.
Yeah, he took a swing and he started a fight. Paul Walker finished that fight.
Yeah, Paul Walker definitely finished that fight. So anyways,
turned out they actually in on it.
Yeah, exactly. It turns out that this cop ends up being pretty cool and arranges for Paul Walker to get into the prison get a face-to-face with Braga.
You forget the best line in the movie that is delivered by Paul Walker in this scene, which is the other cop questions whether or not he should just arrest Paul Walker and call it a day instead of going after the bigger fish, Braga. Owen Shaw. Yeah. And Paul Walker says, "You know what they say. You gotta put on your big boy's pants and go out into the sea and let the small fish go to catch the bigger fish." I'm like, do they say that, Brian? Who says that?
There's definitely a lot of sayings in this that they. The Rock is the worst culprit of them all. But they have sayings, and I'm like,
because they literally start their sentence with,
the old saying. Yeah. The old saying goes,
let's say ridiculous shit.
Something about panties and whatever The Rock was saying in that one. Yeah, that was
But which leads to my favorite callback in which we figured out they could only get him into Jam Pop, not into Solitary. Which, why would that be such a task? But it's just a setup for this joke in which he's like, you're going to have to figure out a way to get into Solitary, in which Paul Walker immediately breaks his nose.
Yep. just pushes his face right into the wall, smashes his nose up.
Yep. And just in case we don't get it and we don't remember, he says, again?
Like, seriously, his nose is going to be like the Brisbane River by the end of this.
But yes, which leads straight into the Braga scene.
Yes.
And they just, once again, lampshading the big villain monologue scene. But he's like, oh, what do I care? You're going to be dead soon.
It was pure, it was full James Bond.
Yeah.
Like, before I kill you, Mr. Bond, let me tell you my secret plan.
Oh, you're dead man walking anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just giving him all the detail that he'll need to succeed later in the movie.
Right. To be fair, there's small justification there is when he said dead man walking, he doesn't mean like you're going to rot in prison. He means I'm immediately going to try and get you stabbed now.
I'm literally about to open the door so that we can all shank you to death.
I guess 3-on-1, he thought that was going to work. But Paul Walker, in between movies, learned some hand-to-hand fighting.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dad now. He has to, right?
He took judo for some reason. Remember when him and... I keep calling back to this. Remember when him and Tyrese is just kicking a guy on the ground and spitting on him? Yeah. Remember when him and Roman is just wrestling in the dirt?
Yeah. Suddenly,
he can take two-armed man in hand-to-hand combat.
Like... Yeah, exactly. Some suburban dad just took on 3 hardened criminals and fucked them up.
It doesn't look like Braga will be much threat, to be fair.
But still, he had all his cronies with him with shanks.
Yeah, so the 2 big guys is the one that matter. Yeah. Braga was a hard guy in number 4. They really kind of undersell him when they bring him back here.
Yeah.
So yeah, he learned all the connection, everything we said about Letty and everything, and how Braga used to protect Owen Shaw.
Yep. All right. So, he fucks him up.
Yep.
Fucks him up pretty good.
In that scene, he doesn't even have any more question, and he was about to stab Braga to death.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
Braga has to stop him and be like, no, you can't go after Owen Shaw. He's just gonna fuck you up. Yeah. That's what stopped him from stabbing Braga to death in prison.
He's sitting there just about to end this guy's life, and he's like, no, you can't get him. He's like, oh shit, well that changes everything. He drops the shank and walks out. Oh, what would I have done without that piece of information? But yeah, that the whole thing was ridiculous. But anyways, yep. So fucking low rent Chris Kattan helps get him out, and
Dom meet up with Letty at a race.
Dom meets up with the Hall.
So actually, we forget there is one race.
Yeah, there is. And what does the race mean? What do we get?
Nos.
What do we get? No.
Oh,
we're skipping over the Nos scene anyways, but what do we get at every single Fast and Furious race movie?
Yes. So lots of butt shots.
Tits and ass. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Short skirts.
Slowly transitioning from tits and ass to mostly ass.
Just must be a butt guy.
Yeah. Justin Lin has a preference, I guess.
Yeah, he's your own. It's all good.
Yeah. They must blow a lot of money on the shorts budget.
Yes, the hot pants budget. Yeah. It's you got your budget for Skylines, you got your budget for Dodge Chargers.
Yeah.
Then you got your budget for short skirts.
Yeah.
3 big. Oh no, sorry, Nos. There's the Nos line.
Yeah.
Although I'm sure Nos pays a lot to be in that movie. They even nosed up the fucking grappling hook.
Yes. Which we skipped over. Which they just looted the meth Draco Malfoy's garage after he died, I guess, because they have a bunch of his stuff, including his grappling gun.
Yeah. Which
is Chekhov's grappling gun, another writing term. Have you heard of that one? Which is originally it's called Chekhov's gun. It's an old playwright, and the rule of Chekhov's gun is if you hang a gun on the wall in Act 1, somebody better fire it in Act 3.
Okay.
So you seed your future big finale pieces before. And you get, if people notice it, you get audience anticipation. If not, people notice it retroactively and be like, oh, they set this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they were doing it with Chekhov's.
That's exactly what that
grappling
was.
gun.
That is a perfect description. That's exactly what they just did. All right, cool. So yeah, back to the street race.
Yeah, which you were very incredulous about because it's around Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought the one in Tokyo Drift where they go through Shibuya Crossing was not believable because we've both been to Shibuya Crossing. We know how hard it would be to do a drift through that when the crossing is up. Even more ridiculous. I'm sure I've been to Piccadilly Circus. Yeah. I'm sure you've been to Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah.
How fast does the traffic go through there?
I rang in the 2011 to 2012 New Year in Piccadilly Circus.
Oh yeah. How's the traffic?
Oh, look, big buses everywhere and taxis. Not a lot of personal traffic, but there's no way you can race through that.
Yeah, it can be 4 a.m. on Sunday, the day after Christmas.
Yes,
and you're going to be doing 5 miles an hour.
Yeah,
exactly. The traffic does not move at Piccadilly Circus, but again, this is bizarro London, so you know what? Who the fuck cares? Just do whatever you want.
Of course, like always in this series, racing is flirting.
Yep.
And it ends with Letty kind of not sure.
It's borderline fucking in this movie.
And direct confrontation between Dom and Owen.
Yep.
In which they really spell it out in case you haven't followed it, you haven't figured it out, that Owen and the other crew is the anti-family crew.
If you haven't picked up on it by all the obvious clues they give you, they really just spoon feed it to you in this scene.
I'm fine with it, but I know, I find it funny, but I know it gets on your nerves.
It's just how little credit can you give the audience, but at this point, like that's really the degree that they take it. It really is just open up your mouth. Here comes the airplane, and we're just gonna spoon feed you the plot.
But I like how they just committed to nothing subtle. Like there's nothing subtle in any of these. We're just gonna spell everything out.
Yeah.
The sniper showdown.
Yep.
Just stupid because so Owen and Dom facing each other down.
Yep.
They each have a sniper on each other.
Yep.
Turns out they let Owen leave. They didn't do okay, you call off your sniper, I call off my sniper, and then we go our separate way. No, they let Owen leave. I'm like, wouldn't the other sniper just shoot you now? Yeah. Because Owen have left and your sniper had nobody to shoot.
Lin, you don't know about the sniper's code? Snipers operate by a strict code of ethics. Any snipers out there watching this video, just feel free to copy and paste your sniper's code into the comment section so we can fully understand.
If the guy from American Sniper is watching?
Bradley Cooper.
Wait, no, the real...
Which one was it?
I don't know who it is, but I meant the real guy that movie's based on.
Generic attractive guy. Generic attractive actor, yes.
I meant the real person, not the actor. In that scene, I don't know if you noticed or not, I noticed because I have later knowledge of the movies, Owen casually mentioned his brother and how much influence he had on.
Right.
Yeah. My brother always used to say.
Yeah.
He says it 3 times in that scene.
I did not notice that at the time, but now that I know who his brother is and how it all ties in, now I'm starting to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So there's also the, at this point in time, the mention of you used to sell DVD players.
Yes. Another prime example of lamp shading.
Yeah. So,
another term for lamp shading is called hanging a lantern. If you know it by that term, and is about to argue with me in the comments. Both means the same thing.
Hanging a lantern.
Yes.
Right.
To highlight this area.
Okay.
And be isn't it strange?
It sounds like a sexual euphemism.
Let's not put that in a sentence.
I was just about to put it in a sentence.
Yes, I know you.
All right. So snipers agree. Oh, sorry.
Pretty much everything after this scene, other than a little bit of setup, is 2 massive action scenes.
Oh, but I have one thing I just want to mention first. Tej gets a phone call from The Rock.
This is Samoan Thor.
That absolutely killed me. That the caller ID for Hobbs is Samoan Thor. Absolutely killed me. I was not expecting that. Completely caught me completely off guard. I feel like that was something just done ad lib off the top, just to fuck with people, and that made me laugh so hard.
See, I think you're just biased about who is delivering the jokes, because earlier in the movie, Roman calls The Rock Samoan Hulk.
Yeah, but like, but the timing is so bad.
But the visual joke is funnier. The phone is ringing.
Yeah, absolutely. Visual joke is definitely funnier. But like Roman's timing is just not there. Comedy is so much timing.
And also, they make Roman accidentally insulting people who don't know is there, like, a lot. Yeah. They do it twice in this movie, and they come back to it later.
Yeah. He's right behind me, isn't he? Like that's just a character trope that he just defines him. Okay, so after that, I just wrote tank.
Me too.
Yeah, right. Big letters, exclamation point. Yep. Tank. Yep. Okay, so there's the convoy. Yeah. I forget the whole part of how they found out that they weren't going to the base. They were going to get
Street Smart.
Street Smart. That's right. Obviously, Street Smart. They use a collective Street Smart to determine that it's not the base that Shaw was after. Yeah. It was the truck.
It was the less guarded truck.
Yes. Right. And what's in the truck?
A tank.
A tank. A motherfucking Abrams tank. But how are they going to try and stop them?
Oh, the Chekhov's, well, not only the Chekhov's grappling gun, which come back later in the other action scene, the tensile strength of the rope they described when they were showing off Chekhov's grappling gun. So
yes,
the Chekhov's metal rope.
Yeah,
they use it to flip this convoy, which, isn't it? Is it them who does it or the enemy who does it? Because I didn't quite catch it. Because it must be the other crew who does it. Because they're working for the military. Why are you flipping military trucks?
It was definitely... Yeah.
I think it must be the other team.
Yeah, it would have to have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe? I don't know. It's not very clear.
But don't you... I visually love that scene where we're all... they deploy... like, it's a visual joke. Fake out where they deployed that rope, it flipped the leading car.
Yeah.
It get to the truck. We know they're gonna do truck flips. By the way, around everybody look it up. This is a real fucking weird phenomenon. In big stretch from about 2006 to like 2015, every single action movie had a truck flip. The Dark Knight, which we mentioned, truck flip. Pretty much every single X-Men movie have truck flips. X-Men 1, X-Men 2, I think even X-Men 3.
What was the year range again?
So I think the range even might be longer, but where it's most egregious is from like 2006 to like 2015. Because the latest X-Men movie also had train flip. Yeah, superpowers are involved.
What did the train flip? Juggernaut?
No, it's like Magneto and like some alien.
Oh, it was Phoenix Magneto Force. Just like go that way, train, and it just flew off into the ether.
But you remember the truck flip from Dark Knight, right? Yeah. Like the Joker and the thing. Yeah, like a lot of truck flips, man. Like, of course, what follows after is the big blue beam of lights, which is still plaguing every single action movies today.
Yeah,
truck flips. Yeah. And Fast and Furious will revisit truck flips.
Awesome.
They have done it before as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were waiting for that truck flip, and then what happens? The truck crumbles, and a tank just kind of roll out of it.
Yeah.
I love that moment.
And then Ludacris's immediate reaction: We don't need a plan B. We need a plan C, D, E. We need more alphabets.
Oh, and of course, another line they borrowed from The Dark Knight. They call it a tank. Sorry, did somebody say a tank? Remember in Dark Knight where the first time the Batmobile... in Batman Begins, the first time the Batmobile is revealed.
We're
I'm following the black
tank.
Sorry, did you say a tank?
Never mind, I got it. Yeah, tank. We need more alphabets.
This make me like Shaw though. Shaw, I think, is so far the best villain Fast and Furious movie.
Well, he's less generic,
and he has a lot more screen time.
Yeah,
a lot more personality.
Yeah,
and he loves his job.
He just loves killing.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here I go killing
pancaking family sedans.
Oh look, that one has many small children in it. I'm going to drive over that car with my tank.
Well, he just like started laughing to himself as he pancake cars on the highway. I'm just like, this guy's alright.
He's like Hank Scorpio with the flamethrower. He's like, ah!
Look, a bridge, and blow up the bridge.
Oh, small child running out of that van I'm about to flatten. Let me just get it with my fucking cannon.
He's a man who followed the logic of do what you love and you won't work a day. And he loved pancaking cars.
Loves ruining families. He's clearly never worked a day in his life.
So what did you think of this action scene?
It was fucking ridiculous. The fact that they were able to get a car to overturn a tank like that.
Oh, to be fair, like it's not anything the family did. It's something Owen Shaw did deliberately to throw, to flip Letty off the off the tank. Like he is accidentally dragging a car behind him, and it anchored him, so it flipped. I know it's still like the car should break before the tank flipped, right? But I don't know. At least the family didn't overpower the tank. They just got lucky.
Yeah, they didn't go full Care Bear stare or anything, but like it's still like just like I was getting. You could see me. I was getting visibly like, oh, what the fuck is this? Come on.
I think this is a litmus test of how you will feel about the rest of the escalation in this series. What did you think of the in the air catch? Like, Letty being launched 2 massive overpass. So essentially there's a giant drop in between them. Letty being launched from a flipping tank. And Dom realizing that was about to happen.
If you're listening to this on Spotify or any stream platform, you cannot see the face that I'm making with my hands. My hands just holding my head in just absolute just disgust of what I had to witness there.
Dom realizing this, he flipped himself off his car to intercept Letty mid-air, to safely grab her and land on the hood of a car without a scratch.
Yeah, no, they're fine.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
It was fucking ridiculous.
Oh, I have bad news. See, because if you watch that and be like, shit, yeah, that was awesome. This is the series.
So this is just the direction it goes then.
It's
just buckle up and just let what's about to happen happen. All right.
So that's the tank scene over.
Yep.
You remember how I told you this is supposed to be 2 movies?
Yep.
This is where it comes in, because this is clearly a final action scene of an action movie.
Yeah, true.
And then
actually that makes sense now that you say that. Yes, this does seem like how. All right, cool. We can end the movie here.
Yes.
We took out the tank.
Yes.
Yep.
And the other action scene, the next half an hour of the other action scene is clearly another movie.
What's a bigger vehicle than a tank?
Big ass plane.
Yeah, we'll get to that part.
So basically, right, they have confirmed it. The plane scene is supposed to be the ending of the next movie.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes total sense. Like, now that you say that, I can totally see how this was 2 movies and they just cut a bunch of shit out.
Right.
Yeah.
But it also gives us an insight into how they write these fucking movies, in which they write the ending action scene first and kind of fill in the connecting tissues on how you get there. Because you can imagine if they make the plane thing the next movie, they would have put in, Mia got kidnapped, being holding hostage. They would have filled it out with other action scenes and them chasing down where he's being held, and then they would have to let Owen go probably at the beginning of second act or to do the trade, and then everything will result in this scene. But because they got nothing into first movie, they just like, Owen is like, you need to let me go because I have Mia immediately into the action scene.
And then the part that comes immediately after that. So this is, at the end of the day, this is a heist movie, right? Mm-hmm. What does every heist movie have?
Well, it's a reverse heist movie, right? Because the bad guys are doing the heist and they are stopping the heist.
But still, what is a requirement of every heist movie?
I don't know what you're getting at, but I think it's the secretly having done stuff in the background. Like,
no, that's another good heist movie trope. I was going to say the double cross.
Oh, yeah. Yes, of course.
Babe, you coming?
Yes. And we thought you were talking about Letty.
Lol jokes, nope. It's Gina Carrero.
Which I thought was very weird because the whole time I thought he was with that blonde chick.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they seem to be a couple, and then apparently him and Gina Carrero is a couple.
Maybe just crime is really just that good for getting all the ladies in.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's just like, I
maybe
do
he's
crime
a free love kind of guy.
Yeah. He
doesn't believe in family, so
exactly. Which also let's not go there. I was about to get real Pornhub real quick.
Let's push back all the jokes we have, except this joke. Roll Tide.
There it is. There it is. It's funny because Alabama. Team gets double crossed and Shaw goes to make his escape.
Yep.
And they're like, why a military base? Why, like, there's no way out of here. Right? Yeah. They say on a fucking airstrip.
World's longest airstrip.
You had to ask. You had to say something.
Because, yes, that line. Yeah. But also, that plane was on that runway forever.
Well, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Antonov is the world's largest plane. It also requires very, very long runways for it to take off. There are very few runways across the world that the Antonov can actually take off and land. You should look it up. It's actually quite an interesting read.
So do you think this justifies it? So you don't question how long that plane is on the runway?
I mean, it was still really fucking... Like, obviously, it was dramatized in the movie stuff.
But because we know that this plane need a really long runway,
it makes it a little bit less ridiculous.
Right? Okay. Yeah. So that justifies it for me. Yeah. Congratulations, you made Fast and Furious more believable.
No, the scene is still absolutely batshit insane.
No, I've spoken. You've done it. You've made somebody believe in Fast and Furious more. Congratulations, Jay. Congrats.
Those of you listening and not watching, just understand that I'm giving Lin just daggers for eyes right now.
Once again, this scene highlight how much better their fight choreography has gotten.
The fight choreography
even from 5 to 6.
Yeah. And they even pull out some freaking wrestling moves.
Yeah.
Like
well, I mean, you had The Rock, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Vin Diesel picking up the really...
The other way around.
Yeah. What's that?
The Rock picking him up.
The Rock picked up the White Rock.
And throw it to a Vin Diesel who just like jump punch him in the face.
Yeah. Again, ridiculous, but still better fight choreography.
That fridge man, every time he appears on screen, I laugh. This Frankenstein monster of a man who is clearly only in the movie. So Vin Diesel and The Rock have somebody like physically imposing to fight because they can't just be ganging up on Luke Evans at the end of this movie. Every time he has a line, you know the whole crew is like, this is the day where he has lines. We're going to be home late. Because surely if these are the best deliveries they have...
even Justin's like, all right, how many takes we got to do here? All right, how much tape we got? Let's do a quick inventory. All right, let's get the clapperboard out. We're gonna need more chalk for this clapperboard. That's not enough chalk. Get 4 more packets. You just put it on your credit card. I'll reimburse you. It's fine. Just get it. We're gonna need it. It's gonna be long.
Call my wife.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long.
I'm not gonna make it home tonight.
Hello, honey. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, they're getting the chalk. I know.
Yeah, I know. The fridge man has has speaking lines today. Okay.
No,
I'll see you tomorrow.
No, we're not going to just pretend it's Mr. Ed and just put some peanut butter on the roof of his mouth.
Anyway, it all pay off. It all pay off in that. What do you think of that fight?
It is ridiculous, but I actually almost appreciate the fact that there is some wrestling-esque moves, which was obviously a bit of a nod to The Rock.
Yeah. And also, you can believe that Rock will pick up that guy and Vin Diesel can jump and punch him in the face.
I feel like there's very few things that The Rock cannot pick up. Gina Carrera and Michelle Rodriguez have another fight.
Right. Mia does a little bit of a scuffle, but she doesn't get a proper fight.
Yeah. But the ending where is it Vin Diesel hands her the
No, The Rock
that's what it was. There was a little grappling gun at it.
Yeah, different grappling gun.
Yeah, it did.
Not the Chekhov's one.
No, we have to clarify which grappling gun is being utilized because these movies utilize.
In this scene, there are a lot of grappling guns.
There's so many grappling guns.
Gun. They only had one before. I don't know where they got the other ones.
To be fair, there's only one that was NOS powered.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Only one NOS powered grappling gun, just to be clear.
Yes. The rest of the family were outside, hooking the flaps to stop this plane from taking off.
Yeah. A lot of grappling related incidents here.
Right.
Yes.
And the grappling, it's pretty dark, so hard to see. And somehow the grappling cables tying cars together and flipping them.
Sure, why not? Like, seriously, I think the only thing this scene was missing is for the cars on the ground to be driving underneath the plane like it was full of DVD players. Like that's the one thing I really wanted to see that I didn't see.
Do you think a car can fit under Antonov?
Absolutely. Antonov's fucking huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they missed the opportunity for another callback. And they love their callback.
I know.
They will call back to everything.
Honestly, though, like I think the fact that I was expecting that as a callback and didn't get it, actually, I appreciate that. Like, maybe that was just too low. I know they love their low-hanging fruit in these movies, but maybe even that was just too low of a hanging fruit, and Justin was like, no, that's too easy.
Well, he didn't make one.
Yeah, but I mean, still, the callback. Like,
yeah. Maybe that's why he dropped the line. He only called back to movies he made.
Oh, true, yeah. Because, I mean, does he call back to 2? Because he made 2. He started.
Well, I mean,
Griff, right?
look, Roman is in it. That's the biggest callback.
Yeah.
And yes, that scene you're talking about, the very satisfying scene in which Letty say, "Wrong team, bitch," and shoots Gina Carrero in the chest with a grappling gun out of the plane. At which point I realized when she yelled "Wrong team, bitch," I realized they just swapped their female team members.
Yes.
Wife swap extreme.
Well, I mean, I guess that makes sense though then, because like if Gina Carrero is Bizarro Michelle Rodriguez,
right?
They started off on one of the other teams and swapped back.
Yes.
And
Dom and Letty is an item, and it makes sense that Gina Carrero and the Doc Dom Owen Shaw is an item.
The more I think about it, the more I think that is actually something that they planned out very.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. Do you know what I'm referencing when I say that?
No.
That's how George Lucas described his prequel movies.
Oh. George Lucas needs to rethink that. Phantom Menace was the furthest thing from poetry.
It rhymes.
Yeah, it doesn't. Just because it rhymes doesn't mean it's poetry. There's a callback for you.
But yes, we skipped ahead with that satisfying murder scene of Gina Carrero's character.
Yeah.
Because there was also sad murder scenes.
Oh, yeah. Gal Gadot risking taking her own life to save Hans which is actually quite touching.
They signal that a long way away because, like, they talk about settling down at the beginning of the movie. Right before the big action sequences, they talk about going to Tokyo to settling down.
Yeah.
And having seen Tokyo Drift, we know Gal Gadot is not in it.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, Han's been saying he's going to go to Tokyo for 3 movies now.
Yes.
So, I mean, when they
But this time they're going to go together.
This time it's serious.
But yes. That was a sad murder because she dies murdering somebody to save
Han. Yeah.
Although I don't think she killed that guy successfully. She just shot him to stop him killing Han. And Han killed that guy by throwing him into a jet engine.
Yes.
Which is what he deserved. Because he killed Giselle.
Exactly. It all adds up.
Yeah. And this La Familia, much like a lot of real-life family, does not give Han the emotional support he really needs for the rest of the movie.
Hey, Han, you good?
You good? Are you going to Tokyo now? Yeah. It's a corona. Yeah. Say grace. We're even not going to ask you what religion you are.
You go to Tokyo, cool. Yeah, just leave your address. We'll send you fucking shit there.
John will show up once you're dead.
Yeah. I'm not going to wrap your glassware. It's probably going to arrive broken.
They also throw Owen out of the car?
Yep.
Out of the plane, sorry.
But he definitely survives. Like, he's got to survive, right?
So 3 people got thrown out of the plane. Same speed, same distance. What's your over-under on who survived which?
All right, so there's Gal Gadot.
Yep.
There's Shaw and Gina Carrera. I'm going to say Shaw lives.
Yeah, that would add up, right? Yeah. He is the biggest character.
Yeah.
And they were clearly writing Gal Gadot out.
Yeah.
And Gina Carrero is a nothing character. So, yeah, that tracks. And of course, we have another scene of a smaller vehicle driving out of a bigger vehicle.
Yeah. Well, that's...
Dom driving his signature Charger out of the Antonov nose.
Yes.
Which we discussed is possible because the cargo bay go from all the way to the back to the front.
I mean, he would have had to driven through the cockpit, but yeah, it would.
No, the cockpit's up top.
On an Antonov, yeah, maybe. I don't know where the cockpit is on that, but on a 747, the cockpit's down.
Cockpit's the second story.
No, not in this. Well, not in a 747.
No, in the Antonov.
Oh yeah, in the Antonov. Maybe. I don't know.
I'll add the blueprint.
Any Antonov pilots out there that are watching, just let us know where the cockpit is in the comments.
I hate this joke that you always do.
Why do you think I keep doing it?
One of these days, somebody is going to actually leave a comment and going to be like, the 30 episodes down the track, we're watching Aquaman or something, somebody's going to be like, I'm actually a whale biologist. And yes, you are correct.
I'm waiting for it. I really am. And yes, the fact that you hate these jokes is the reason I keep doing it, just so you know. I had to have something, right? I go through so much torture for these movies.
You're right. Fair.
Give me something.
Yes.
Something. Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of people are dead.
Yes.
Movie ends with a big barbecue.
Yep. Family again.
Yep. And another joke involving
funniest line.
Roman. Did anybody smell baby oil?
Yeah. No, better hide the baby oil.
Oh, better hide the baby oil.
To which the Rock walks up, better hide that big ass forehead. And definitely, like you said, catches Ludacris off guard.
Yes. So it was told to us by somebody we were watching with. That is a completely ad-lib line from The Rock's part. Mm-hmm. The line from Tyrese / Roman was scripted. Mm-hmm. And The Rock ad-libbed his response. And that was a real spit take from Ludacris.
It looked like it. Yeah. If it was not... If that was actually planned and Ludacris acted that out, he deserves an Oscar because that is so believable that was a real take.
That reaction landed the joke.
Yeah.
And of course, sad Han and everybody else is happy. Nobody's giving him the emotional support he needs. He only have alcohol and food.
Yeah. Oh, Han, you're sad. Here, well, we got a fridge full of Coronas, man. Just fucking drink your problems away, man. That'll be fine.
Like I said last episode, Dom is an Asian mom. The only way he can show affection is with food.
Yes.
And unwelcome pushing of religion down your throat.
Yes.
Too close to home.
Tell me about it.
So anything about that barbecue scene that we need to talk about? Oh, the barbecue scene is back in Los Angeles in Dom's old home because that's what they bargained on. Pardons and his house.
Yeah.
Which, at the end of the movie, they were like, oh, how can I ever repay you? Name your price. Also, like, what does that mean? You're not going to pay him.
No.
And also, like, the deal was for the pardons. Yeah. And in the process...
Pardons?
Yeah. But in the process, he's done a lot worse than you've bargained for. He's ruined so much shit, caused so much collateral damage.
Yes.
He'd be lucky to get the pardons. But he get his house back? Which I assume a bank owned it by now.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the property looking at
like civil forfeiture is a real bitch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just looking at the property, I'm sure the value hadn't gone up much.
No. Nobody's been tending to that long.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, also, you still have your $10, $11, $12 million each payday from the last movie. You could have bought that house back yourself. Anyway.
Easily.
Anyway. So they go back to their whole house. Nice barbecue. Anything else to add in that barbecue?
I mean, there are Coronas. There's the product placement again.
So, I actually keep meaning to tell you this, but you haven't brought Corona back up until now.
Yeah.
So, you know how we think there is a massive product placement deal between Corona and Fast and Furious?
Yes.
When Fast and Furious 1 came out, the director, who was not Justin Lin at the time, decided that this is what whose Los Angeles Bay Area gangsters would drink, Corona, which I think technically count as racism.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean,
not wrong. Yeah, but you can be right and also racist.
Yes.
So he simply, I don't know the exact detail. He contacted Corona and asked them to send over a few cartons of beer to be included in the movie.
Yeah. And
Corona is like, yeah, sure. Here's as much as you need. And like, probably extra for the cruise and stuff. They just sent over a lot of beers.
Yeah.
And they made a handshake deal, which to this day continues. Corona has not paid Fast and Furious franchise a single cent. Whenever the directors and the producer decide Corona is a natural inclusion in the movie, aka whenever Dom is present, because that's his thing. In the movies he wasn't in, they don't drink Corona. In the little prequel movie that Vin Diesel shot,
they drink Presidente.
Yeah, because they were in. They were, where were they?
Dominican Republic.
Yeah. Every time since then, the handshake thing continues. All Corona does is provide free beer.
Yeah.
And they in this movie, and Forbes, apparently Forbes write articles about Fast and Furious. Forbes have estimated that through this handshake deal, Corona has gotten 18 million worth of product placement through this handshake deal without a single cent.
That's absurd.
Yes. So I know Corona is right now hurting because of dumbasses you can't differentiate between a beer
Corona and coronavirus. Will I get Corona from drinking Coronas?
But
Will I get mono from riding the monorail? Yeah.
Will I get railed on the monorail?
Mono meaning one, rail meaning fucked.
So yeah. At least, hey, they have all that free publicity they got from Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So, before we wrap up, let's talk about this after credits scene.
Oh, yeah. Right.
We have to go through the pain again.
Yep, the pain of losing Han, that sucked.
Except they have shoot Han in.
Oh, Jason Statham, who I didn't realize you were saying was Shaw's brother, but now that like you mentioned that earlier, it makes total sense now. Like you said, shoehorned in.
Right.
Absolutely shoehorned in.
Well, I mean, that car that hit Han's car. It was from the original. That's like a random car. Random, like, because they have to adapt to the original. It's not even like a fancy car. It's like a random random sedan. Take out Han's car. Turned out to be secretly driven by this guy whose name hasn't been revealed. Shaw's brother.
Shaw, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they are a bit careful about it. If you go back and watch it, the angle from the original movie where we see the car explode, in this shoehorned in, New Shaw is walking on the other side of the car, behind the car, calling Dom. So it's viable that, like, in the scenes add up. It's definitely ham-fisted.
Oh, my brain hurts. My brain hurts so much.
And this scene, the reveal is that he's just sitting there, for some reason, listening to the ham radio, listening to the police radio, realizing this RX-7 that Han is driving is speeding down the freeway. That's how he times it. I don't know how he realized they was about to go on that car chase, which is very impromptu at the time. Because remember, that happens because the budget Yakuza guy found out he was ripping him off. Han was ripping him off and come to confront him. I don't know how this new show timed that right.
Honestly, at this point, I will drive myself batshit if I try and find these consistencies. Like, it just none of this shit's gonna line up.
So this is my headcanon.
Yeah.
This is me doing the legwork. They don't justify it at all, right? He's probably just sitting there listening to the ham radio, knowing that this is a street racer guy when he can believably take him out on the street.
Right.
And he got lucky and hit the jackpot.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my headcanon.
It just seems too coincidental.
Right. Well, I mean, look, I think it seemed too coincidental that what happens, but if he was doing that, he would have killed Han eventually, because Han is a street racer, is always racing.
Yes, sure.
I remember you just like randomly flirting and getting girls' numbers by like doing donuts around them. Yeah. He could have. They should have shown him do that scene. He just come out of the side and clip.
Oh.
So, does that big reveal about Jason Statham make you more excited for the next one?
I feel like I'm indifferent.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so ridiculous now. I'm not sure what's going to take to bring me back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just ridiculousness. When you let go and learn to enjoy the ridiculousness.
Oh, I'll try and get there. We'll see how it goes.
But the escalation in this movie, what do you feel from the first movie in 2001 to 2013?
It is night and day. Absolute night and day. Yeah.
Like, they were stealing DVDs.
and VCRs and combination.
Sorry,
TV,
not DVDs.
VCRs.
TV VCR combo. Sorry,
yes.
I'm giving them too much credit. It's not even DVDs.
That is what they were taking.
Well, now they're hunting down international criminals.
Yep, with the help of Interpol. Yep.
Yeah.
It seems a natural jump to make in 12 years.
Okay.
Yes.
So, as unbelievable as that jump is, there's more. There's more escalation.
Oh,
this is believable. And another thing I want to point out before we wrap it up.
Yep.
Do you remember Tokyo Drift?
Yep, of course.
Shot in 2006.
Yep.
With 2006 technology.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody have flip phones.
They do? Yeah.
Blurry
I have one too.
Blurry flip phones.
Yep.
It is now canon that was actually set in 2013.
Huh.
Because this movie plays in this movie in which they was hunting down a chip that can make a country go dark for 24 hours is set before that movie in which everybody in Japan, who is always like a decade ahead of us in technology, had flip phones.
It's alright, they've actually been going backwards. They're on those little Nokias now, the brick phones. Yeah, they're slowly regressing.
They must have caught Japan in that one summer where everybody was going hipster for 2006 technology. So next movie, the first movie set after Tokyo Drift.
Okay, so Han is definitely dead now in this movie.
He exploded.
He did explode, yes.
Not even an accident.
Not even a flashback from
New
Toretto.
Shaw did it.
Yeah, they're done killing with the characters that I really... I mean, no. Oh,
all right.
Fine.
Okay. So, this is it for this episode. We will gather again. 2 more movies before we can go to the movies, Jay.
Oh, all right. I'm going to be more drunk for that than I am for this.
Okay, good.
I'm already a bit drunk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for sticking around with us.
All right.
I hope that wasn't as painful for you as it is for Jay. But that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
To experience Jay's pain.
Hooray.
And to family.
Yeah, to family. I'm gonna cheers to the pseudo family.
Cheers.
Cheers to the pseudo family.